Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Ozzy here again with another watch review and unboxing for you guys. And today we are doing a Bulova unboxing. And today, a quick wrist check. I am also wearing my Bulova 96A119 open heart partially skeletonized watch, automatic, 21 joules. Haven't been wearing this for a while, so I decided in theme with our current review for today, I should wear this as a reference. So yeah, I've been a long time on the wrist. Perfect dress watch. You can use it as a sport watch. You can dress it up, dress it down, whatever you want to do with it. And it's a very good all-purpose, all-in-one watch. All right, coming back to the Bulova, let's go ahead with this review. So you have your typical outer cardboard box with Bulova written on it in, I'd like to say, dark brownish font. I'll move it up a little bit closer. You guys can see the reflection. It's dark brown metallic font. And yeah, other than that, nothing much interesting on it. It just comes off like any other typical cardboard outer layering. Then it reveals an inner cardboardy type of box with some linen texture and Bulova written on it in silver font. And really there isn't much to it. It's averagely finished. All right, so enough with that. Let's open it up. Opens up in a rather unconventional way. So you open the top part up like this using that holder that they gave you, the ribbon, black ribbon. You open it up and there you go. So inside we have the watch, and it actually opens the front part up like this too. It's lined by velvet. The entire box is lined by velvet. It has the classic tuning fork design of Bulova inscribed on the top part, which we just lifted open. And yeah, no secret compartments in the box, I presume, the watch. So here it is on a velvet roll. Just take it off first, then we'll describe it. This is the Bulova Marine Star series. So this is their new line for the, or should I say not a new line, the Marine Star has been around for a while. This is their new update to the Marine Star line of watches. As you can see, it has a rose gold toned outer casing, which is actually stainless steel coated with rose gold. It's not actual rose gold, so don't get me wrong on that. And it has a blue outer rim that's not ceramic. It's also stainless steel coated with blue PVD. And you can see it has an open heart aperture just like my current Bulova. And it's automatic, so just by moving it around you can see the movement had already started working. And it has a sub dial at around the 430 position, indicating the seconds, marked in red with 60, 50, 15 and 30 marked on the sub dial. The 60 and 30 are marked in red. That's nice contrast, very nice contrast. And just over here around the 7 o'clock position, you have the open heart aperture, so giving it a partially skeletonized look. Coming back to the casing, you can see it has a very Hublot Audemars Piguet style screws at the 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 o'clock positions. It's nothing new, nothing innovative. You've seen this design a lot, especially in Genta watches. And yeah, but I like the fact that they put this blue outer layering, and the screws are also blued, so that's good, not bad. Let's zoom in a little bit, see how they're finished. So no mangling of the screws, that's good, that's very nice. Now the dial itself is also blue. I think there's some plastic, so let's take that off. All right, so I took the plastic off camera. It was a little bit hard to do it with the gloves, so I had to do it off camera, but now you can see the dial a little bit more clear. So again, it's not navy blue, it's matte blue type of finish, and this is mineral crystal. It's not sapphire, just so you know, but it's, I guess at this price point, which I'm going to come to in a little bit, you can't really complain. Roman numerals. The 12 o'clock has been replaced by a tuning fork marker. The markers are all applied, so that's nice. They all have the same rose gold tone finish. Also, the second sub dial has a rose gold outline as well. It has the minute hand and the hour hand on the main dial. They're also rose gold tone partially skeletonized, have a little bit of lume in it as well, which we're going to test in a bit. You can see the Bulova logo, 12 o'clock position. Let me move them. By the way, this is a screw down crown, also rose gold finished, has been signed by Bulova's tuning fork emblem. Let's move the crown out. Set it to a time where we can actually see the logo easily. Let's keep it like that. All right, so we're going to discuss the crown in a second. First, I want to come back to the dial. You have Bulova Marine Star written at the 12 o'clock position. Now it says 200 meters right below it, which means it has a 200-meter water resistance. It is automatic. It's 21 joules. The Bulova usually likes to write that 21 joules on the main dials. I've noticed it's the same on my current watch as well. As you can see, they really like to make sure you know how many joules there are in there. Not like it matters too much to us, but still, I guess it's one of their design language features. Now, coming back to the dial, you can see that the outer rim where the markers, the Roman numerals are placed, they have a little bit of patterning in an octagonal type of fashion. And there's some vertical lining, vertical pinstriping all across where the Roman numerals are located. The subdials tend to cut into the 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 numerals, but if you're a fan of classic symmetry, this watch is not symmetrical. Just so you know, it's a little bit odd, but if you like this type of design, go for it. Now, I do want to say, in conventional Roman numerals, the 4 is not written like this. It's actually a 1 and then a V, but a lot of designers choose to just do 1, 2, 3, and 4 in a pillar fashion. Not sure why the 5 is like this. The 5 should have been in a V fashion, and the 7 should also be not like this, but I guess the fact that they'd have to cut it out posed a design challenge for them, so they decided to just keep straight lines at the 5 and 7. But that's what classically Roman numerals are supposed to be like. And if you look at my current watch, you can see the Roman numerals are very different. You have the classic Roman numerals all the way across, except for the number 4 position, which should be a 1 and then a V, but then some designers chose to omit that for a variety of reasons. I'm not sure why, but this is typically how a Roman numeral dial should look like. This one is, they've taken some shortcuts. You can see the 11 is not really an 11. 10 is correct. The 9 is also not truly a 9. I think they ran into some trouble deciding how to put those dial markers in there. Those indices were getting a little bit tough because of the open heart feature and because of the way this watch is designed. So in this case, I would have just recommended just put plain indices on there instead of going with the Roman numeral theme. If it's not fitting your design, they should not bother with it, rather than make it look like a half-baked Roman numeral design. So I don't really like this feature. So I mean, if you're not paying too much attention, it should be fine. But I personally don't like the way they did this. Now the minute markers on the outer chapter ring are marked at 5-minute intervals, so that's fine. 60 and 30, 15 and 45 are with the red, so that's all good. No worries on that. Now coming back to the hands, they are luminous. We're going to do a quick lume test, see how good they are. Let me turn off the light, see if it's all right. So you can see already they are glowing, so the lume is not bad. Let's give it some additional darkness. Yep, not bad at all. It's decent. You can tell the time. It's not by far not the best lume in the industry, but it's still pretty good. We're going to do a quick lume check again in a bit, see if it's charged enough. The fact that it got charged with this studio light is pretty good. Otherwise, you'd have to burn it with a torch to get the actual lume out. I guess it would be even brighter if I used that. All right, so we discussed the dial, and we discussed the hands, and yep, everything is following the rose gold tone with blue. I do like the contrast. The blue really fits well with the rose gold tone, so that's an intelligent design choice. I commend them for that. Now, I was discussing the crown. The serrations are not super aggressive. It's very smooth to operate, easily comes out, and there easily goes back in. There's no binding of the crown. It has 2 crown guards here, but they do not interfere with function. That's very good. Now, also let's check for hacking and hand winding. I believe this is powered by a Miura 82S5 movement, to be specific. That is owned by Miura. Usually makes movements for Citizen, and Citizen owns Bulova, so it's no surprise that Bulova is using the 82S5 movement in their watch. And it has hand winding, but if I take it out, oh, it's got hacking too. Good. So it has hacking and it has hand winding. Perfect. Very good. Very good. And a couple of 200-meter water resistance. No problem in terms of performance, I guess. Now, case diameter. This is a big watch. 45 millimeters is the official case diameter. Unfortunately, I cannot measure it with my calipers because my calipers, guess what, guys? They're broken. And I will be returning them, getting a new set, a little bit more accurate, a little bit more better finished than my current ones, because the current ones were just, I was actually disappointed in the way that the plastic came. And actually, I'll show you guys. See, they're completely dysfunctional right now. It's not turning off or on. Just has some weird numbers marked on it. So those are out of commission. Until we get new ones, we're just gonna have to rely on the spec sheet. So yeah, so officially case diameter is 45 millimeters and case thickness is around 13.5 millimeters for this rose gold tone finished case. And lug to lug shouldn't be too much, but again, I don't have the measurements here, so let's do it the manual way. Let's see if this makes any, gives us any kind of reference. Yeah, so it looks like just by measuring it with the scale, it might be around 51 millimeters lug to lug. And this measurement over here, the width of the lugs. So we have around roughly, I would like to say 24 to 25 millimeter lug width. Numbers. And yeah, so that's not much to discuss here other than the fact that it's see-through. You can see the movement whir across and operate. So we didn't talk about the power. All right, so the power reserve on this Miura 82S5 caliber movement is around 42 hours, give or take, plus minus 2 hours, I guess. And so yeah, so that's the movement. It's they didn't put, I don't like the fact that they didn't even bother putting in a custom rotor to make this a watch look even nicer. They could have put in a rose gold tone Bulova rotor in there at least, even if they were not going to decorate the movement. So that's a negative, but overall this is a workhorse movement. It shouldn't be a problem, should not require servicing or give you any problems. It beats at 21,600 VPH, low beat. So but you can't detect it being jerky because it's actually on a small seconds hand on the sub dial. If it was on the larger main dial over here, the seconds hand, you would be able to see the jerks and it wouldn't seem as smooth. But the fact that it's on the sub dial, that cleverly hides the low beat rate. But so yeah, so that's the movement. Right, let's come back to the strap now. The strap is silicone rubber and is textured blue on the outer side. You can see there's some checkered texturing in the center and plain on the outer side. It looks very nice, I must say. It is very, for a rubber strap, it's decently designed. And then on the inner side, it's red, so it gives you a nice contrast with the rubber silicone design, especially if you're looking at it from the side. It looks very decent. And even from the front, the matte blue finish is kind of, it gives it a rich look along with the rose gold tone. I mentioned this earlier, the rose gold with the blue, very nice contrast, very beautiful, very eye-catching, very flashy. It's a tang buckle, rose gold tone finish, has the Bulova sign on the front. The back is just plain brushing. Nothing fancy, your standard tang buckle clasp. And I'm pretty sure because of it being a rubber strap, it's going to be very comfortable. Now this reference number is 98A227, but if rose gold and blue is not your thing, this watch does come in different versions and different color combinations, such as, so there's a orange strap with the white dial version. There is a gray strap with the gray dial version with rose gold tone. Now the white dial with the orange strap, that comes with a silver stainless steel case. Likewise, there's another version for the silver stainless steel case. It has a white dial with a blue strap. Now the white may be actually silver, but looks white on the pictures on the internet, but you can consider that to be silver dial and then the same blue strap. So a couple of options, if you guys are interested in any of those, you could choose those. Now the watch itself retails for around $595, but Bulova itself is offering discounts these days, so you can get it for around $476 on their site. Joma Shop used to have it for around $319, but it looks like they're out of stock right now. Macy's has it for around the same $400. That's what I got it for. You can get additional discounts, and yeah, if you use their Macy's card. So my exact price with tax that cost me was around $475 with the taxes, but you can get it for cheaper if you look around, hunt on the internet. Amazon is giving it to you for around $425 at the time of filming. It may be updated and may no longer be there for that price, but yeah, if you hunt around, you can. I think you guys should get around $350 to $400 mark. If it comes back on Joma Shop, you might be able to get it for even less. So for that price point, it's not bad. It's not a great watch by any means. I think there's other alternatives you can definitely go for, but looking at this watch for itself, Japanese workhorse movement, good finishing, good design. Well, not the best design, but it's certainly eye-catchy enough. If you are in for a sport watch with a little bit of bling at an affordable price, this is the watch for you. I would not wear this watch to work because it's very, very flashy, very, very eye-catching, and depending on your work environment, it may or may not be suitable for you. It's mostly a weekend watch for relaxing, casual wear, casual hangout, not a dress watch by any means. It screams sport watch all the way in its design language. So keeping that in mind, if you're looking for this type of watch, not a bad choice, but I would encourage you to look for other alternatives at this price point. If you can find something a little bit more to your liking in the same price point, go for it. This is not by any means the best in its category or class. And yeah, Doing a quick wrist shot, I sized it on my wrist, and here we go. So I have a 6.5-inch wrist, and you can see this is a very large watch. It occupies almost every single ounce of real estate on my wrist. It stretches all the way from the top to the bottom. I can pull it off if I want to, but I feel that it is a bit large for me. For that 45 millimeter case diameter, 50 something millimeters lug to lug, that is really stretching and really pushing it. But if you have a larger wrist, I think if you have like a 7-inch or 7.5-inch wrist, this shouldn't be a problem for you guys at all. It does look nice. It is a handsome watch, and from a distance it can kind of pull off the look of a Hublot or Audemars Piguet, but obviously when you come up close you realize it's not that. So if you're the type who likes to flash their watches, maybe for lower prices, this might be the watch for you. I personally don't like it as much because I'd like to go for the real deal, but yeah, everybody has their priorities, and yeah, you could give this watch a look if you are interested. Do try it out in the store and see how it feels. Check it out in natural lighting. That's what I always recommend. The specs are decent, not amazing. So yeah, that's my take. Let's give this watch an opulence score now. Style and design category. The watch is handsomely styled, has great contrast, looks more expensive than it is. It has great wrist presence, typical for a modern day sports watch, especially if you have medium to large wrists. The strap is also stylish and complements the design of the case. However, the asymmetrical and half-baked application of the Roman numerals tarnishes the dial's overall design. Plus, borrowing too many elements from Hublot and AP Royal Oak makes it look unoriginal and homage-like, giving it a total score for the style and design, a 6 out of 10. For the materials and finishing category, the quality of finishing is decent but not the best, combined with average quality of materials used, considering having a mineral crystal, PVD coated rose gold case, strap sourced from China, no decoration on the movement or rotor, giving it an overall score of 3 out of 10 for the materials and finishing category. For the performance category, the power reserve is average with a workhorse Miota movement. It has good water resistance up to 200 meters and a very comfortable strap and average accuracy, so for that reason it gets a 6 out of 10. For the value category, the value of the watch is average, as there are plenty of higher quality micro brands and well-known brands that can beat the Marine Star on several metrics even at its discounted price, but you do get an okay watch for the price, so for that reason it gets a 5 out of 10. For the versatility category, versatility is overall very low because it's a poor sports watch design that you cannot dress up, and it being a super thick case, you cannot make it work in a formal environment where you have to wear suits and tight cuffs especially. It would be a bit of a challenge to get this underneath the cuff. It's suited for weekend and casual wear only, so for that low versatility it gets a 3 out of 10. Wow factor is pretty good because of its flashy design and eye-catching features borrowed from other mainstream sports watches, so it's likely to draw compliments, especially from casual observers, and from a distance it may look like a more expensive watch than it actually is, and can definitely turn some heads initially, so for that reason it gets a 7 out of 10. Overall score for the watch is 30 out of 60, placing it in category D of watches.